It's Kaz from my YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video on my channel, and today's video will be previewing our round 22 clash against the Swans. Now, if you are our team Kaz class, welcome, like, comment, share. If you're new to the channel, watch this for the first time, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Now, we are playing them on a Friday night, which is at the SCG. Now, considering that how well these sides have played in the past, obviously, they've beaten us 4 of the last 5 times. We only beat them once, and that was last year as well. Round 1 was the last time that we played them when we lost by 33 points. Didn't look like a team that we were in the match as well, considering that our first quarter was probably our best quarter from then. And then our second quarter failed us pretty badly as well. And then obviously our last quarter we really got going compared to our third quarter where we had a shocking third quarter. But since then it's a lot different outfit, a lot different team than what took on Sydney from now to from round 1 to onwards. We'll be streaming this game as well, so it should be interesting indeed. But having said that too, last time that we've actually really beaten the Swans up at the SCG was 2019, considering that was our recent win up there, and I'm pretty sure that was a confident performance as well. That yes, we won at Gabba back in 2020, and that was round 10, but round 10 2019 was the last time that we beaten the Swans up at the SCG, and then 2017 was the last time we beat them by point in round 3 2017 as well. So we've had wins there, haven't had it more than what we would have liked. But this should be an interesting game as well. Now, considering that these two sides, we know Sydney are favourites with the $1.48 and we are $2.67. It is definitely a lot different than what people suspected as well. Now, we have, last time we played them at the SCG was the prelim final in 2022. We only lost by a point. And I think our biggest lead that night, that day in particular, was 36 points was Sydney's highest winning margin, and we came back and got within a point. So we only lost by a point and missed out on a grand final, obviously the year after we ended up doing that. Then we lost by 27 points round 22 that same year, and round 9 2021 we lost by 30 points as well. So our last 3 times played, we haven't performed well, and that's clearly, the obvious concerns that, we often see. But apart from that as well, that should be a chance for us to really get going and really start performing as well. So the areas that we can definitely take on the Swans, I think, should be more of how we can play our best footy. Now, clearly the stats is definitely not against us, but I think it shows in recent times where this is a great opportunity to beat the Swans. Now, we are averaging 91 games and they are averaging 87 games. We're 25 years of age, the average age. Their average age is 24. But realistically, their disposals as well. They're averaging 349 disposals, we're averaging 341. Kicks 220 to 201. Handballs 140 to 139 as well. 54 inside 50s to 50 as well. 72% disposal efficiency to 70% as well. They are averaging efficiency inside 50% from 27 shots from 54 inside 50s, and we are 52% from 26 shots from 50 inside 50s as well. Free kick count averaging 19, they're averaging 18 as well. Hit outs we're 42 to 41. Clearances 38 to 36. Second clearances 13 to 12. 25 to 24 stoppage clearances. We're averaging more contested possessions as well, 132 to 131. Uncontested, and they do love an uncontested brand of football as well, 220 to 198. And obviously our turnover 69 to 65, so favour the Swans, and intercept 69 to 66 as well. Now, one thing that the predicted 22 is 4,884, and the highest is and the best 22 is 4,752. With us, 4,422 is the predicted. Our best 22 is 4,488 as well. The AFL ranking for them is 4th. They're 10th. Marks, averaging a lot more marks, 94 to 79. Marks inside 50, 12 to 11. Contested marks 9 to 8. Tackling is in their favour, 65 to 60. Tackles in the 450s, 10 each. Bounces 8 to 4. 1%ers 50 to 47 as well. Now, one thing that we need to do is make it a contested game for the Swans. Now, we know they love their contest. We know they love their contest work, but here's a chance for us to really look above that and try and dominate as much as we can. If we take away their corridor game and take away their uncontested game and force them to go out wide on the wings and that sort of thing, it definitely has helped. It will definitely help us as well. Knowing that the fact is the SCG is a lot smaller than the MCG, we would be training that, and we did that last time as well. And I do remember being there too. When we have trained, is that we have trained on the smaller ground, so it actually suits us a lot more. But having said that too, now it's a chance to really attack when we can and really pressure them. We're a high pressure team. We need to keep it in that forward half. Put the Swans under a lot of pressure. And one thing that you saw from Power is that their pressure was elite in that level, and they were able to put 4 quarters on Sydney as well. So considering that the last few weeks has been bad signs, this is a big opportunity for us to really defend the corridor, take the corridor kick on ourselves, and really look forward to try and run and carry as much as we possibly can, and really try and score as free as what we need to be. So that's the only way I reckon that we can definitely match them on in that aspect. But this is a huge opportunity again for us to really perform at our level as well. Considering that Nick Dacus does generally get tagged, I think Ryan Clark generally does go to him. So if Ryan Clark does play, you think that could be an opportunity there for us to really look after Nick Dacus a little bit. But also the fact is it's time for Pendlebury to step up, Josh Dacus to step up, Jack Crisp to step up as well. So you generally know what you're going to get out of Sydney Swans. Now, considering that they do have that type of player that can obviously play in that forward line, it's normally a Ryan Clark. I don't know who else can take that reign as well. One thing we probably, and I'll talk about selection, is that I reckon what we need to do is really take away their ability as well. Now, because Port Adelaide got a lot more of the footy, they have a lot more kicks, a lot more handballs, and a lot more inside 50s. You gotta win the clearance game as well. They have 41 clearances. They had 12 centre clearances, 29 stoppage clearances as well. So it does come out to be where we need to have it and really start dominating. Now, against Carlton, I say that we stopped a little bit, considering that we're 32 points in front. Against the Swans, you can't afford to do that. You got to really put the foot on the throat and punish the Swans for every mistake they make. Because we know how good Sydney can be, and you got to rely on Sydney's best as well. So I think it's going to be huge as well. So definitely that's something to really be a problem too. But definitely that's something that. So the one thing I can definitely see is that we need to put the foot on their throat. When they get further in front, not many people know this, right? Is that when you get further in front, you can really put a team to the sword. And you look back against when the Dogs played him, they played it smart. They really did. They put a lot more pressure on them. They dominated right from the start. And again, the stats does prove that when you can dominate disposals. Now I know it was one difference, and they had more kicks, and they had probably less handballs and more inside 50s, and disposal efficiency they had more of it. The Bulldogs are more efficient when they go forward, and they're able to keep that ball in that forward 50 as well. Even though the Swans won hit outs in that particular game, but they were able to win the clearances. So to me, that's one way for us that we need to look at and go, wow, this is a huge opportunity. Now, the way that we are going to beat the Swans is that our contest work has to be spot on. B, also the fact is that we need to defend them through the corridor and make sure they can't go through the corridor because they're very good. And C, they're not as good as what they are, what they think they are. To me, I see Sydney as a team that's struggling. I see them as a team that can't get on a roll at all. Their pressure work isn't there. Their pressure game isn't there. Their contest work game isn't there. So that they will be trying to find on either keeping the hands on the footy and trying to use the width of the SCG to make it a shorter contested style game. We can't afford to do that. We have to keep spread the ground, and we need to make sure that we can put Sydney away in that aspect as well. The one thing I probably want to see us is to target Brodie Grundy. I think Taylor Adams played last week. Probably didn't do much out of it, but their midfield's normally the strongest points, but hasn't been that great as well. So if we can target Brodie Grundy, or if we can definitely target Brodie Grundy, that would be sweet. Taylor Adams, I'm pretty sure, did not play as well. He did play. And also Nick Blake, he's such a great player for him, and Oliver, Isaac Heaney, and Oliver Florent from the Saints Swans as well. So how do we target Brodie Grundy? People might be asking. To me, what I would do is I put the knee in the ribs, like go for the balls to jump up, and then right up then in the rib cage, and really target Brodie Grundy. Dominate the ruck contest, but also, read the tabs as well. Brodie Grundy doesn't like to give it to his teammates. His tap work isn't as great. He goes straight to the opposition. You can read it. If a bit of a nudge, you can still put him off balance as well. So to me, what I would do in that situation is I would physically test him out, mentally test him out, push him back in defence, into Sydney's defence, and also the fact is you can outmark him as well. He's one player that you really got to watch. Isaac Heaney's such a bull. We know how good of a midfielder he can be. He has dropped off 50% as well. So normally at his best that he's playing the midfield role really well. I tag him and I would take him out of the game. Nick Blakey, I would stop his run. Do not let him get the footy in his hands, otherwise you'll be in big trouble. And also with Eric Goulden as well, who can play on the wing, I would try and limit his touches as well and try and make sure that you can reduce it as much as you possibly can. Now, for me, the top five for this week is match selection. Who comes in, who comes out. Now, look, Jordan De Goey will be out. Considering our lineup as well against Carlton, where we had just a sub. So, does a sub play this week in Patrick Lipinski? I'd say he would. He definitely would come in, and you might keep Bartel there. The only player I would potentially take out of that matchup, I would say, is not a Ned Long, but probably either maybe a Bartel for that, and you can say that might be a good matchup. For De Goey, I would probably bring in. I know the Sydney's got a fair tall team, do they? So I think that their forward line, their back line, they've got Tom McCartan, they've got Aaron Francis and Robbie Fox. I'd bring Kruger this week and really crush and bash, and that way you can try and do your best and compete. So that would be the changes I would go for. Game plan tactics is number 2. I try my absolute best to really stop the Swans going through the corridor and getting that uncontested game. They contest the game. Make it so difficult, put a lot of pressure on. Make it that tough that they can't get that uncontested game going, and therefore they can run on the outside. Try and reduce that as much as possibly can, and really look forward to trying to attack as much as you can as well. Number 3, I think putting teams away when you got the chance. Now, I think for me personally, if I were Collingwood, if I get 30 points in front, keep that momentum going. Do not stop. Keep going. And then if Sydney do get one, get 1 or 2 back. Put that pressure on the Swans and make them think in their minds that they have to really push further to try and win this game of football. It's the only way that you're going to beat the Swans is by playing 4 quarters. And obviously, when you're 30 points in front, 36, 42 points in front, you have to run away and really push it. Do not make it a tough game. If you got the opportunity and you're playing well from the start, put the Swans away. Therefore, they can't play their natural game. Common sense would really tell you that. So, talk about the match selection. I talk about game plan and tactics. Number 3, I think for me, this one, and putting in the team away as well. Number 4, I think it's our forward line. Now, our forward line needs to step up. Our forward line definitely needs to step up this week and play great football. It's the only time that we can ever get going forward. So, hoping the fact is that we can take advantage and really look forward to trying to score as much as we possibly can. But also, that is the fact that we're going to really put the game away as well. Number 5 is our midfield. Our midfield must get on top of Sydney's midfield. That's where, realistically, we got to go for it. And that is the only chance that we can ever get as well. So we must really put them away to the extent of what we can do as well. My tips, Collingwood by 11 points. I think it'll be that type of game where we'll get on top. Sydney will try and claw the way back, and I think that We might kick a few to get ahead, and I reckon Swans will try and fight back as well. We'll be streaming the game, so don't panic. It will be on the Cavis Magpies YouTube channel. But until next time, let me know what you guys think as well. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Really appreciate the people that have subscribed. And don't forget too, I can give you many reasons why to subscribe to the channel. But also the fact is that it does keep the aggro going. It gets more of the videos up there. So please don't forget to drop a like as well as drop a sub. Bye for now and love yous very much.